Welcome back, friends. If you joined me on my previous video, then thank you for returning to the second episode of Resist for the Future. The subject I kind of want to focus on today is tariffs and lower prices. Probably the main reason that Donald Trump got elected. He made all these lofty promises. He talked about the ineptitude of the Biden-Harris administration. Repeatedly, over and over, say how incompetent they were, and that he's going to get these prices down fast. It's going to happen very quickly, very quickly. Very quickly get the prices down for average everyday Americans. And what he's been speaking about is big reason, amongst other things like mass deportation. That's really going to help our economy. He's been talking big about tariffs. A lot of people don't know what a tariff is, how it functions, and what it does. Most importantly, what it does to consumer prices. Tariffs on imports, because I want to be very clear about that. Tariffs on imports are paid by the companies that bring them in. Taxes are paid until the product is here. Just a little bit of background on tariffs. So the tariffs are on imports. They're designed to raise price of imported goods and services to discourage consumption. Many times, tariffs end up backfire. They actually harm the industries that they were intended to protect. They're rising input costs as well as retaliatory tariffs. Now, retaliatory tariffs, that's something that we've heard a lot about. Canada's response, even amongst some of their more right-leaning leaders, and of course Mexico. Mexico, of course, giving a very powerful response, multiple responses. There's near unanimous consensus among economists, world-renowned Nobel laureate economists. People might just know what they're talking about. If you have not heard from them, you should look them up. They didn't get nearly the amount of attention that they deserved to during this last election cycle. Anyways, there's near unanimous consent among economists that tariffs are self-defeating and have a negative effect on economic growth and economic welfare. While free trade and the reduction of trade barriers have a positive effect on economic growth and well-being. It should be a requirement that the President of the United States of America understand basic economics. We shouldn't have to worry about that. We shouldn't have to worry if a leader of the free world understands one of the most important aspects of their job, which is to know what's going on with the economy, what's going wrong, what things we need to do to fix it, and what things we can correct in order to avoid future issues with said economy. You should have to report this. Anyways, tariff is a tax on imported goods. And just a couple examples. Let's go over a couple of examples. Coffee. Tariff on coffee imports would make imported coffee more expensive for consumers and businesses. Business has to pay extra to get it imported here. Obviously, in order to turn a profit, they need to then increase the price on coffee. The price which is passed on down the line to the consumers, me and you. We'll not be paying more for coffee. Steel. Steel is another good example. The tariff on steel imported from another country, say 5%, 10%, 15%, 25%, whatever crazy percentage he wants to throw out on any given day, always seems to be different. Putting that percentage of the tariff on that imported steel is obviously going to bring the price up. What is one of the main materials that we use in manufacturing? Steel. Price of steel goes up. Price of steel products goes up. Once again, passed on down the line to the consumers. Kind of want to bring a graphic up just to kind of drive the point home. So, graphic on your screen here is telling you Trump's tariff plans will likely drive consumer costs up and decrease spending power. So what this graph is kind of depicting is percentage change in U.S. consumer prices in billions, lost consumer spending power by a category in just these couple of different scenarios. This is from November this year. So in scenario A, it's representing a 10% tariff on all imports, an additional 60% tariff on imports from China. Scenario B on the right side there is an example of a 20% tariff on all imports, an additional 100% tariff on imports from China. So if you kind of just look on the list here, look at toys. Percentage change in consumer price, 36.3%, with 10% tariff. So lost consumer spending power in the 8.8 billions. And just looking down the line at household appliances, footwear, travel kits, apparel, furniture. And then just look at that lost consumer spending power. Just absolutely ridiculous, even at these percentages. Now keep in mind, these aren't even the highest percentages that he's talked about. Can't make this stuff up. I told you in my previous video. What I do is present data, cite sources. Knowledge is power. Knowing these things, it's not only important just to function for your everyday life. Understanding these economics is vital to the future of our country, the future that we're going to leave to our children, and our children's children. These are figures that can set us back decades. It's decades to recover. It's not only his incompetency in the field of economics. Another one of the biggest reasons that he won, unfortunately, this previous election was based on prices. It's going to get the prices down, but it's going to go down quickly. Talked about that a little bit a few minutes ago. Makes me want to bring up another article. I'll go here on the screen for you. This report from Vanity Fair. The promise from Donald Trump isn't worth very much, but the brazenness with which he's already abandoning some of his key campaign pledges is none the less remarkable. The past week, Trump, who was elected in large part on the premise that he would rescue everyday Americans from the economic ruin Joe Biden supposedly wrought, has all but admitted he was full of shh, big shh, lot of shh. Forgive me, I'm trying to keep this somewhat family friendly, so I won't be dropping all those bombs, encouraging bad habits. First, he told Meet the Press last Sunday that he can't guarantee his tariff plan wouldn't raise costs for consumers, even though he repeatedly said they would. Then, in an interview with Time, after being named its Person of the Year, Person of the Year, boy, forgive me, a distinction he appears to relish almost as much as being elected president. He acknowledged that it would be very hard to actually bring grocery type costs down, despite vowing during his campaign to rapidly drive prices down, make America affordable again. It's hard to bring things down once they're up, Trump told Time this week. You just can't make this stuff up. This is from the man himself. The majority of the country chose to put this man, power, in charge of our lives, our economic well-being, over Kamala Harris, an actual fighter for the people, actually cares about me, cares about our families. So the future looks rough economically. Like I said earlier, knowledge is power. Knowing these facts, knowing the possible outcomes, helps you be better prepared. Helps you start thinking of ways to safeguard yourselves and your families. It's now more than ever that we need to stand up to people like Donald Trump and the corporate billionaires he is filling his cabinet. Any of the members that are in his cabinet are worth a collective over $340 billion. I don't think that's even including Elon Musk, richest man in the world, co-president Elon Musk. This is the closest we've ever come to an oligarchy in America. We can down talk Russia all we want, but it's getting more and more to the point we have an oligarchy. the richest percentage rule over the poor, average everyday American, working class Americans. We need to embrace each other now more than we ever had to before in the past. We need to be able to work together to generate a better outcome in 2026. A game-changing outcome. We can change the trajectory that we're heading right now. We still have that power. As long as we stay together, we resist together, fight together, do better together, we'll weather the storm. Because there's strength in unity. We will resist for the future. I'm Justice Versetti. I hope you'll join me on the next episode. Till then, see ya.